Okay, so we've all had that one teacher where we think is so cute, so fine, so hot, and that we've had a crush on said teacher. But has it ever been returned? Have your affections ever been returned? No, that's not the case in the book Teach Me by R.A. Nelson. Um, we get into this sort of not soap opera drama, but this real life almost drama between Carolina, also known as Nine, and her teacher, Mr. Mann, who had relations with each other, and instead of it not being returned, it's reciprocated. And they have both fallen for each other. And it's just a whirlwind of drama and one thing after the next, but not for the reasons you would think. At first in the book, Carolina is just a normal student with a normal, simple life and normal everything until her and Mr. Mann's paths cross. She sees Mr. Mann. She is not instantly blown away by him. It takes a little bit of his charm with words and a little bit of here and there. But after he focuses on her and gives her all of his attention, she becomes intrigued by him. They start a relationship with each other. And it's all happy-go-lucky until he breaks up with her. Well, you know how we all have that one breakup. That one breakup with that first love maybe, and we think they're the one and everything, and that it's gonna last forever and ever and ever. Well, that's not the case with them because they have a bad breakup. You know that bad breakup where the person maybe gives no reason for the breakup, and we just go like crazy analyzing every little thing we might have done wrong, we could have done wrong, what we should have said, what we could have said, what we could have done, and stuff like that. That's what Carolina does. It pushes her to the brink of insanity, to the point where she's like batshit crazy, where she wants to kill the guy. And anyways, I'm not gonna try to give too much away, so I'm gonna stop right there. But the good points that I liked about the book were that we weren't seen through third person point of view, like he said, she said, blah blah blah. No, we get to see through Carolina or Nine's eyes. We get to see how she sees, feels what she feels, and believe me, you will feel what she feels if you've been through that heart-wrenching heartbreak or experienced that love and that lust that we've all had for that one person. Well, we experienced that all through her perspective. And usually I hate when books are told through one person's perspective because I like to get the other person's perspective. But it's good at her perspective because you get to feel everything she's feeling, and it like leads you to a good plot. Like a good setup. Not a good plot, but like a good setup. And when she's broken up with, you can feel your own heart breaking. I mean, I felt my heart breaking. And you feel her like psychotic breakdown almost, and the way she's like going crazy in her mind over this man. You feel everything she's feeling basically. It's like one of those books or movies where you get so attached to the character and you can't help but feel that everything goes right for them and that everything somehow fixes itself. But of course, everything doesn't fix itself to the way you'd want it or the way the main character would want it. Another good thing I liked was that the book built up in stages. Like, it didn't build up to a fast build like how some books build. Like, you know how some books like go from, oh yeah, they were friends, then boom, lovers, like with no build. And then from lovers to, oh my gosh, they break up with like no hint of the breakup coming to you. Like, what? I hate books like that. So it was like a nice slow build, but not too slow to where you were like bored. It was like a, this happens, then this, this, and like a roller coaster. It was a nice pace that I can work with. Nothing too hard, nothing too simple. Just happy in the middle. The bad points, which aren't too many, it's just around like 1, maybe 2. Bad point was that I kind of wish it would have ended differently. Like, the ending was okay, but I just wish it would have had a little something more. Even though the book had a lot more than what you expected in it, I kind of wish it would have had just a little bit more to the ending. Like, give us an ending to a happy medium. Well, it was a happy medium ending, but just like something more. Something that you can work off of. I mean, you could work off of the current ending, but I don't know, I just wanted something more. And the ending was meh to me. Could have been better. And let's see. My thoughts on the book were, I liked it. I really liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I really, really liked it. Because it was one of those books where you know all the feelings, you know the heartbreak, you know the sadness, you know the point where you're like, not batshit crazy like Carolina, but where you're like, kind of like, tiny bit crazy over that breakup. And you know the feelings of being in love for the first time and stuff like that. It's just feelings you know and feelings you like, minus breakup, but it's just feelings you can deal with, feelings that you relate to. And that's what I like about this book, that it's like something you know that happens all the time, but you don't know that happens all the time. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, you know it happens, even though it's not mentioned, even though sometimes it is mentioned in the media, but sometimes it's not mentioned and you know it's going on. It's one of those books where you're like, whoa, like should I be reading this? Because it feels like you're hearing another person talk about this. Like, should I be reading this? Like, it's someone else's diary. That's what it feels like. And so you're like, should I be reading this? Should I be concerned? And stuff like that. I like that it deals with the point where you know it's reality and you know it happens in everyday life. I like books like that. And with that said, I'm gonna wrap up this review because my last 2 were 30 minutes long and I couldn't post it. But anyways, bye guys.